Today to kind of show everybody the state of the backyard road right at this moment, about the amount of snow. As you can tell over here in this part, there's not much. It is melting nicely. It's supposed to be in the 50s and 60s throughout the week with thunderstorms and stuff, so it'll definitely melt some more. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and start off this way because this is the way the train runs. So as you can tell through here, there's not much. I mean, there's a little bit of snow. It's not that deep. It's barely covering the tracks, and so yeah, it's not that deep. Yeah, see the tracks right there. So it's melting. I mean, I've had a lot of people ask about the weather and everything, and if the snow's been melting. So yeah, so that's why I decided I'm gonna do this video today, this live stream, so I can show everybody how much snow is still here. So it's melting. It's definitely melting, which is really good. I gotta clean off a lot of debris. As you can tell, there's twigs and stuff, twigs and branches on the layout, or on the tracks here. That's what happens when you put it in the woods. So sorry about all the bouncing and everything. I'm just trying to hold the camera the best I can. Oh, that winch right there, I pulled some trees down. There was a couple trees right here, and I had to use the winch to help get it moved. So that's what that winch is for. Now, as you can tell, there's still quite a bit of snow back in this area. Not much, but it's still here, still in my way. So right about here where this twig is, this stick is, this is about where the ballast ends that we ballasted. We did 13 sections last year of 12 foot, or 13 12-foot sections last year. So again, as you can tell, sticks, debris, stuff like that's going to happen over through the winter. So here's clear track through here. Some spots melt faster than others. I don't know why, it just does. So come through here. I've already walked this the other day. When Mr. Steve was here, we came out and we walked this just to check it out. So as you can tell, some decent some track is showing, and then you still got somewhat deep snow, and this is truly, I'm walking on top of all this snow. I'm actually walking on top of the trek right now. That's how much snow is still back here. Still got quite a few inches to get through here. You can see my feet, my footprints, how they're sinking in. So back here we still have quite a bit of snow in this area. There's no track laid through here. I stopped the track right there. Excuse me, due to getting the tractor through here. So, but none of that's ballasted as well. So coming through the back part here, starting to melt through here. Here's all the sections that go down this straightaway here. There's one, and there's the rest. Now, as you can tell, this area back here is still full. Just full of snow. I mean, there's some dry spots, but the track itself is still buried underneath probably a good foot of snow. This is the very back part of my property. So as we go on this way, you can tell there's still a while to go. That's why I keep saying probably by the end of April, this should all be taken care of. All the snow should be gone. That's starting to melt, which is really cool. I mean, I'm glad it's actually starting to melt in that area. But still quite a bit of snow left. I wanted to do this video during the day so it's nice and sunny, so we can all see what's going on here. So right underneath there's, I don't know if you can tell where the hump is, but that's where the track is. It's actually not right here, it's actually right through here is the track, because the track comes this way. And the track comes back in this way. Little zombie crossing sign. I need to get that fixed. And then it connects back over here, so you can see. Oh, this tree fell. Actually, wow, that's I'll have to cut those out of there. So, but as you can tell, there's still quite a bit of snow in this back section through here. So, I mean, it's still going to take some time to get some of this snow gone. Like I said, by the end of April, maybe, hopefully, if things keep going as good as they are with temperatures. So, and then we get back up here towards the front, where, as you can see, it's clearing out. Again, lots of debris and stuff from the winter. It happens. Thankfully, no trees have fallen on the track. Here's where the switch is going. So as you can tell, there's the switch right there. I'm going to be pulling the 10-inch section out right here to throw that switch in, and it's going to go back in there. I still got lots of work to do. My biggest thing I really want to get done is get this switch put in and get the rest of the main line done. I'm not worried about the engine house. I'm not worried about the siding yet. I'm just more worried about getting the main line done. So I'm going to walk back up here through here again. If anybody has any questions, go ahead. Like, share, subscribe. Today I'm just doing a live stream on the Backyard Railroad showing how much snow is still here. And I've already done one walkthrough all the way around. I'm going to go around again. But it's coming along nicely. I mean, the snow's melting beautifully. So as you can tell through here, most of it's already gone. All of it's gone off the tracks, which is good. So I just got to clean up debris piles, like right here, whatnot. This year I got to cut this out because I don't like it. It's still a little too close to the tracks. So I got a buddy with a specialized kind of saw And we're going to cut off probably about a foot of this through here. And then that way it makes it just a little wider here. I'm not worried about there. I kind of worry about here. If somebody was to put their foot out and catch that root right there, is sticking out. So I'm going to have to take care of that this year. Still a little bit of snow here and there. We got to finish ballasting all this through here and tampering it. That's going to take a little bit of time. Hopefully not as long, not as much anymore, because I have the new tamperer, the air hammer tamper. So let's hope it doesn't take as long as doing it by hand. Then back through here, it's got some open spot so you can see where the track is laid and where it's going. And I'm gonna turn around here, go look this way. So, you know, in this area there's still quite a bit of snow that has to be cleared before I can even start working. So if anybody's got any comments or questions or anything, I'm only gonna be running the live stream, I don't know, probably for another 10 minutes or so. You know, or even just to say hi, that's fine. But yeah, I still got all these to put together. These ones I don't even have stamped yet, as you can tell. These were just pieces I built last year and I just decided to set them out. So they're not stamped yet and they're not cut, because I have to cut the curves down there. And in one of my videos that I've done, when you do the curves, you have to cut the inner track, or the inner rail, not the outer rail. That helps keep everything in sync. So if your track is overlapping, then you just got to cut the inner rail and then piece it together. Sorry about the ups and downs. There's quite a bit of snow here. As you can see, I'm sinking down. All this track is still covered. None of it's ballasted. Okay, it's just track. Hello, Chris. I am in northern Michigan. Sorry, the sun is glaring. I can't really see the messages. Hold on a sec. Let's see if I can. There, I can fix that a little bit. Yeah, I'm here in northern Michigan, where there's still snow on the ground. But this part right here has no track on it whatsoever, because I need it for the tractor to get through. So yeah, unfortunately I can't get to any of this, and I won't be able to until probably the end of April, beginning of May. I'm just doing a little walkthrough right now, because I've had a few people ask, you know, how the snow is doing and everything. Well, here's your answer. Here's all the pieces that I need to finish. I have all the track that I need, which is already assembled and ready to go. And, right there where that orange triangle bumper is, that's the end of the line right about, well, actually right about where I'm standing, but you can still see there's probably about 6 inches of snow down in there still. And it goes all the way around. So spring is almost here, which is a good thing. So still got quite a bit of snow back there that has to melt, and then I still have all this snow that needs to melt. Now I don't need to do any work out here, you know, just to ride this part. I just need it to melt. But to finish the actual track itself, the actual layout, I need all that snow right there gone. I can't clean it. I can't lay ballast or anything with all that snow there. So just it's a lot. There's still quite a bit left. So, but yeah, as you can tell right here, I mean, there's in between the trees, that's where the track is, and it's melting. But everywhere else, sorry about that, I ran into a tree. But yeah, it's still pretty hard. But yeah, there's the rail. So a couple more inches in each spot, you know, maybe up to a foot in some areas. So, and I already have this part back here done. Just kind of showing the snow we still have. And then, oh, maybe I can do this. Nobody's seen this yet. I haven't done a video on it. But back this way, this is the first time you guys are going to be seeing this. I know it's not going to be much, but it's still. Now, I opened up this area. And, I still have more opening to do on it. But my track is right about there, somewhere, underneath all that snow. And then back here, what I want to do, this is going to be basically a yard. And it's going to stop right back about here. But I'm opening this up back here. So if I want to add track out and around the back way of my property, behind what I already have, then I can do it. Or I can use it for vehicles, whatever. So, but I opened this up last year, just for another way, because I know I'll be planning, go through there. I still got to cut a few of them trees, just they're little ones, nothing big. I'll probably just retransplant those. So going back this way, so how's everybody doing today? It's about 52 degrees here today in northern Michigan. The sun's out, but the wind is kind of wild today. So as it always is, it's been so freaking wild lately. Oh, I hear some trees creaking. So back to the main line here. I did have a tree fall this past winter. Thankfully, it went towards the garage and not the track. But it was a sucker off this tree right here. And you see where it broke. So I'm glad it went that way and not this way where I'm standing. Because then I'd probably have a couple sections of the track I'd have to replace. So, and then we're back up towards the front. It's not that big of a layout. I won't even be using 1,000 feet of track. I'll be right around 940, 950, somewhere in there. I still have about 400 feet to go. I'm just waiting for all this snow to clear. And then I can put on the switch there and finish the track going around back. So, but yeah, it's clearing out. I'm getting so excited to work on this again. Working on this backyard railroad, just it's so therapeutic for me. It's so calming. It's so relaxing. It's the O gauge is nice, but this is, I don't know. This is more my liking when it comes to trains. I really like building and, you know, making, I guess, the impossible possible. And, you know, for years, people kept telling me that you can't do it. You know, you got to be a rich man to do it. Well, I found a way. Hey, Josh. But I found a way to do this railroad on a budget. It took a little bit of time and a little bit of, you know, looking into research and whatnot. But, you know, I've said it before and I'll say it again. You don't have to be rich to own a backyard railroad. You don't. If you can find the rail, like I've done a couple times where I found rail for $1 a foot. Now that is, that's great. Because right now it's $1.85 a foot. So, you know, I've paid, well, for the 2,000 feet of rail I got, I paid $2,000. So, which equals out to 1,000 feet of track. So, oh, thank you. Appreciate that, Josh. Yeah, just kind of showing, you know, where the snow's at and what the track's looking like right now. This is all new. This is all newly added right here. This was all added last year. Starting right there where that cone is. Oops, sorry about that, guys. So starting at that cone right there, we lay down all these sections and ballast all the way down there to the, well, basically just to the curve. So still got lots to do. Still got lots of snow on the ground. You know, especially in certain areas where I need to start working. There's just way too much snow over here because this is where I stopped. Stop ballasting. Now, stop laying track, I stopped that way over there at the curve on that side because I still need to get my tractor through and stuff. I know I've repeated a couple things and stuff like that. I'm just trying to, I don't know, I guess I'm trying to extend this out just a little bit. I mean, just in case if anybody had any questions about the backyard railroad. You know, I'm open to anything on this backyard railroad. Like I said, doing it on a budget, you can. I use 2x4s. I split them in half, pressure treated, and that's all my ties are. That's all my ties are. These screws I get from an industrial supplier, and for 5,000, I think 5,000 of these. No, sorry, 1,500 of these. I pay, I think maybe $30. Oh, I've been working on this since 2021. This one's going to take me a long time. So from start, when I started laying track in June of 2021, I've gotten, oh crap, I think I'm down to right around 800 feet ballasted now, 700 feet ballasted. So, and I've been working on it since 2021. I laid my first sections. I didn't start ballasting until 2022 because I didn't have the money. Now the ballast, that's the one thing, unfortunately, is not going to be cheap. The ballast for the first time ran me like $650 for 10 yards, a dump truck full. The second time, it ran me roughly the same price. It was, I think it was about $20 cheaper for each yard, dump truck, basically, for a full dump truck. So, and then I got 2 of those last year. And that was about $1,500 for the ballast. But all that ballast will be able to I can finish everything that I need to do now. So I basically needed 30 yards of ballast to do this whole layout. I've used, I can't even count how many 2x4s I've used or cut up. Oh, real quick, I want to come back this way. When I was talking about the prices and things for the backyard railroad, there's another thing that when you're in it, I mean, if you can find people that are in it and help you out, that's a definite plus, a definite major plus. I was lucky to have a couple people help me out with the joiners and the machine screws for that. So the joiners, I hate to say this, but the joiners I got for free. Okay, I'm gonna come down here. This is the joiner right here. Goes on the inside and outside. You can see that's still a little loose. Still got work to do. I don't know why those are loose. They should not be. So, but I got the joiners for free. Most of them were actually bent when I got them, so I had to bend them straight. And then the screws there, the machine screws that I use, I got those from the same industrial company that I got the other ones from. And I don't remember what I paid for those. I think I got 800 screws and 800 nuts for, I want to say it was probably like maybe $30 a bag, which I've needed. I think I'm on my second bag of each for the lock nuts and the screws for those rail joiners. Now there are places you can go if you want to look up prices, you know, standard factory prices. There's accutie.com or Enterprise Inc. Either name they go by. Midwest Scale Rail. There or go to discoverlifesteam.com, and they have a whole bunch, oh my gosh, a whole bunch of 7.5 gauge locomotives, cars. I mean, anything you kind of need, rail benders, rail. So there's places out there that you can look into it. Like I said, I did about, took me a year when I started researching. I started researching backyard railroads in mid 2020. When I started thinking about doing this and O gauge. So when I started O gauge first because I was still in my research phase, as you call it, as we call it, on the backyard railroad. Well, one day I was looking on Google and I wanted to find a 7.5 gauge railroad around me so I can talk to somebody who's done it. So, well, that's where I met Russ, the owner down at White Creek Railroad. And I called him, actually I emailed him and talked with him for a little bit and asked him if I can come down and check it out. And so Mr. J and I went down in, I think, March, something like that. But he keeps his rails clean most of the winter, so he rides anytime. And we went down there, went for a ride. He told me everything he did, you know, and believe me, I listened with content. You know, and it was so amazing to see that, you know, it doesn't have to be as hard as a lot of people think. If you want to do it, you know, see if you can. So Yeah, all this is still under snow through here. Sorry, I know I'm talking a lot. But I'm just trying to, excuse me, kind of just give out information. I mean, just basically that's all I wanted to do in this live stream today is just kind of give out information. You know, show everybody where the snow's at on the backyard railroad. What's clear, what's still covered. So, and then again, we're back up. And this trail that the train actually follows, the track actually follows, the trail was actually already here on the property when I bought the place. So all I did, excuse me, oh, apologize. So all I did was basically just follow it, which is nice because a lot of the curves are, as you can tell, they're not tight curves. The tightest curve is probably the one in the back. It's still under snow. But this right here, this is going to be I'm going to have a ticket booth here, and I'm going to have a train station put right here because this is where it's going to start. And then back around to the beginning. That tree has to come out. It's leaning a little too far over for my liking. How do I clean the track when it gets dirty? I actually don't clean the track. Mother Nature will do that for me. I just got to make sure that there's no debris on the track, like twigs like this. This size twig will derail my locomotive and car. Oh, and by the way, I have had a couple people ask me how I power my track without it shorting out. I'm going to let everybody know right now. The track is not powered. So if anybody's thinking that, the track is not powered. The locomotive is powered by its own battery and motor system. But I have actually had people ask me about how much voltage I use on my track and stuff like that. Yes, I know it sounds stupid. It just, yeah, I don't understand where people would be coming up with that. Anyways, I just wanted to throw that out there. This track is not live. There's no current going through it or nothing. It's just aluminum rail. That's all it is. Just screwed down to 2x4s. Well, 2x basically. So yeah, it's just, so if you ever hear anybody, you know, say that, just look at them and say, no, it's not. You don't run actual electricity to the track. It's not like a tabletop layout. This is, you know, machines, real machines. You know, they have their own motors, they have their own battery system, stuff like that. So, and this is all 7.5 gauge. I cannot wait to get out here and ride these sections this year. This is going to be so much fun. I mean, but when we started this last year, just to run these last 13 sections took us 2 days. And that was to do the track and lay the ballast. But it's not fully tampered and it's not fully level. So I still have to do that. Right. Well, some of those do, you know, and mine does too. My locomotive runs on batteries. It runs on 224-volt marine batteries. So, I mean, yes, it's run by a power source, but it's not run by what some people would think. So, anybody have any questions I can answer about the 7.5 gauge backyard railroad? You know, purchases, anything like that? Any other questions? I mean, I'm, I don't know what to say, but I love it. I love working on this railroad. It gives me so much joy, so much pleasure. It's a true happiness. You know, plus it makes Mr. J light up, and that right there just makes it even better. So if there's no other questions or anything, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a good day. Oh, how long did it take you? Um, which part? All of it, or just this last 12 or 13 12-foot sections I put in? Now on this backstretch here, I had help last year from 2 other people. So that this backstretch took us 2 days to ballast. Yeah, took us 2 days to ballast and lay the track and then ballast it. But I also had 2 other guys helping, and I just got my John Deere 1025R. So I was able to do things a little quicker. But if you're asking about, like if you were asking about the original part that I did, that took me from the back part way over there, that's over there, to where I started just around the corner there. That actually took me about 2 years because I did it all by hand, had no help, and I was all packing it in with tampering the rocks with some oak posts I have. They're actually sticks, but they're about 3-inch round sticks that I use, and I just pound it into the ground. And now I have a new air tamper that's gonna help make things go a little bit faster. But for the most part, I'm still on my own. I help is rare. Let's put it that way. Maybe 3 times a year, I will get help, and then I do everything else myself, which is fine. I'm not complaining. I love doing it all myself, and to me, it's actually easier. To me, it's actually easier if I work on it by myself than if I have other people. I'm not saying I don't like to have other people helping, but I'm just saying it's a little bit easier because I know exactly in my mind how things are going to be set, how things are going, you know, what needs to be done here, what needs to be done there. The biggest part, the hardest part of this whole thing is the ballasting and tampering. That right there would be considered the hardest part in my book, to do this whole backyard railroad. So, because you got to make sure that you get it down nice and level, but you set your track on it, you set your level on it, and you go from there, and then you start packing it in. And you want a really good pack on this. You don't want a loose pack underneath, because then your track's going to sink. So I made a specialized tamper that goes in between all these ties here, and it just, with the air hammer, it just pushes it all down. Yeah. Well, thank you. I can't either. I'm excited to get it going this year. Yeah, when the snow melts. Like I said, you know, still got all that there, and that's where I need to start working is down there. So until all the snow's gone, um, I won't be you won't be doing anything. But like I said, I know I've had a couple of you guys already ask me when I do the O-Gauge lives about the snow and stuff like that on the backyard railroad. And you know, most of the time I can't get out here. This is it's late enough now I can get out here. There's not a lot of snow. There's still snow, but not a lot. I can actually walk through here and get a feel. And the biggest thing I do is when I come out for these walks, I look for warping. Because if there's a warp in my rail or in my track, then I have my joiners tightened too much. So every year when the snow thaws and I can see even 10 feet of track, I go out and I look at it. And when I get closer, I inspect it. I make sure there's no kinks, because if there's even just a little kink, the train's going to derail. You got to replace it. So yeah. But it's taken me almost 4 years to get where I'm at now. I'm almost at 4 years. This June will be 4 years working on it. And I give myself 10 years when I started this. I was realistic, and I didn't have a locomotive. I didn't have anything. I was just starting out on paper. And thank you to my mother. She bought me my locomotive, our locomotive here at JK&M Railroad. And, you know, thank you to Mr. Russ down there at White Creek, who helped me build my first flat car. To my son, Mr. M, and to Mr. Steve, who have come out here and they've helped me lay ballast, build track. You know, I've had a lot of help. Most of it's just been kind of guiding me through it. And then when I've actually started doing it, it just, I don't know, it clicked. Everything just seemed to click as soon as I started building. Now, I was really, really nervous. Okay, I'm trying anything. Oh yeah, definitely. But no, it's a dream come true. I mean, my dad and I have talked about doing something like this since I was young. And now that I'm doing it, and now that it's here, and it's in physical form, and I just wish he was here to see it with me. I know, oh my gosh, I think it would have been done by now if he was still alive. So it's, you know, it's definitely something that not everybody can do. I mean, you know, not everybody thinks of, except for us trainiacs. And that's why I love sharing all my progress, everything that I'm doing, O-Gauge, Backyard Railroad. That's why I love sharing it with everybody. Because I love it so much, I gotta share it. I wanna show people. I'm not gloating. I'm not, you know, trying to say I'm better than anybody. I'm not saying that. You know, I'm here to educate and entertain. That's all I'm here to do. I'm not telling anybody what to do, how to do it, anything. So, but that's a look at the Backyard Railroad. Oh, I bet. Definitely. You know, the pride would be welling up. we'll go through one more walkthrough. I actually got to put the camera down for a second because my shoe had come untied. So give me just 1 second. I'm going to set the camera down right here real quick. Thankfully, there's no train coming at this moment. It's a nice view, though. Straight down the track. All right, one more walkthrough here. I just can't stop walking this trail. I'm getting so excited. You know, it's like when you're a kid and you wanted to go into Woolworths or Big Wheel or something, and you see all them toys and everything, and you just get so excited. That's the way I feel every time I come back here on this backyard road. Every time I look at it, every time I work on it, it's just such that it's an exciting feeling. Right. Well, I I was thinking last year when I was out and I had my camera out and stuff, I was thinking about putting the camera face up so I could ride the train over it. But then I just thought better not to, just in case I didn't want to bring my phone. So, but this is that back curve I was telling you about. That's a little tight. You can't see it because it's underneath the snow. I mean, you can kind of see the outline of the top there. But those are the track sections that are already stamped, because I've already put them together and they go straight down. They go straight down in there. I do have to build one more curve section. One more curve section. Oh, that's what I was going to say earlier. When I first started building curves, oh my gosh, it was scary. I was so afraid to screw up. But then after my first one, it became like nothing. Right. But yeah, as you can tell, there's still quite a snow back in this area. I don't really need to do any work in this area. This is the area I still ride, because all this has been done for a couple years now. And I don't work on it every day. I have a family I got to take care of. Mr. J, with his disabilities and stuff, he's a full-time job. Oh, excuse me. It takes all my full-time effort. Let's put it that way. Sorry, I didn't mean to. He's not a job. So, but as you can tell, there's still quite a bit of snow coming back, and then coming back into the front. Such a nice walk too. On a beautiful day. This is the switch area right here. It's going to go back into the engine house. There's the switch, which I still need to add to the layout. And it's going to go back in there. I still got trees I got to remove. But that's probably not going to happen until next year. Engine house probably will not happen until next year. So, yeah, right here, I need to put my ballast, take some ballast and put it back up in there, scoop it in, grab a rake, get it a little bit tighter. So that's the maintenance I got to do on the track, along with looking down it and making sure that it's not warping, making sure that there's no, tweaks, any bends that shouldn't be there. Like this right here, it kind of looks like it's bowing out. It is, but I did that on purpose, because I took a straight section and I'm making curves. All these right here, those are straight sections, and there's a curve there. So these just make it a little bit wider. So yeah, it's just, yeah, we've other things going on behind the scenes that nobody ever knows about. And I'm not trying to give my whole personal life away. It's not what I do. But there are just certain things that I kind of just try to let people know, just so they're not expecting more and more, I guess. So that's why I only do so much on the backyard railroad. But when I do work on it, I actually work on it. That's all I do is I spend my time on it. So if I can be left alone and get things done, then that's awesome. So, but as you can tell, most of the snow, in certain spots is gone. And then there are certain spots that it's still underneath, anywhere from 3 inches to a foot. So, and then hopefully, like I said, by the end of April, I'm going to go around this way. I'm hoping by the end of April, all the snow will be gone. And I can start coming out here and tampering and getting all this done. So, well, I'd like to join oh my gosh, I can't speak today. I'd like to thank everybody for joining me today here on JK&M Railroad. I guess I'm just too excited to talk. I don't know. Like the video, subscribe, share it. If you guys have any questions about, the backyard railroad, go ahead, just drop it down in the comments, or, just, hey, EQRC, how's it going, man? I was just getting ready to sign off here in a minute. I went through my backyard railroad a couple times. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Josh. I just consider myself just a regular person. I'm a nerd, so. Oh, right on, right on. Well, I hope you're having a good day, sir. Hope things are going well. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate it. I will be doing more videos on the backyard railroad as the snow melts. Like I said, I just wanted to get out here, show everybody kind of the state of the backyard railroad, show them that, how much snow's still here. I'm not lying when I say there's still snow on the track. So there's a lot that's uncovered, but then there's still a lot that needs to be melted. So right, yeah, this is my 7.5 gauge backyard railroad. Oh yeah. You know what? I wear the nerd patch proudly on my on my chest. I wear it proudly because I'm a train nerd, and I don't care. I love trains. And yeah, I mean, seriously, without going to real life, or maybe a 12 gauge or 16 gauge or something like that, 7.5 gauge is I don't know, it's kind of ideal. Good price point. It's a good size. Fun to make. I mean, building your own track, building your own curves. It's just amazing. So, but yeah, I definitely like to thank everybody for joining me today on this walkthrough of my backyard railroad. Like I said, it was a surprise video. There was enough area for me to walk around and really not get my feet too wet and all that. And then just let everybody know that there's still snow. I'm waiting for it to all melt. That way I can get out here and get it taken care of. I'll still be doing a few O-gauge videos within the next couple weeks. I mean, probably maybe one a day or something like that. Will not be going live tonight. I will be out. I will not be around the house tonight, so there will be no O-gauge live stream tonight. That's kind of what I want. That's kind of why I wanted to do the. That's why I wanted to do this video today, and try to stay on as long as I could. Because if people had any questions or comments or something, just kind of let people know, hey, this is what's going on right now. Ooh. Well, good luck. I know G-gauge is, it's just like any other, well, I mean, all trains are trains. I mean, when you start making your layout and, putting things together, it takes time because you want to make sure it's done right. Now, are you going to put some of those videos up on your channel there, EQRC? I did subscribe to you, by the way. I did subscribe because I like what you did. I like the RC stuff too. I have a few RC things. So, but yeah. So I'm gonna head back up this way. I actually gotta get ready to head out. I'm over by about 15 minutes now. But so. All right, you have a good day too, EQRC. Thanks for joining in. Josh, thanks for joining in. Appreciate it. Thanks for all the questions. Remember, like, subscribe, share. We're all Trainiacs here in this no judgment area, no judgment zone. You love trains, say you love trains. No judgment, because we all love trains here. And as you can tell, I'm building a 7.5 gauge backyard road on my property just to prove that. No, I'm kidding. Not to prove a point. Because I want to. I love the train. I love trains so much. I want one on my property. So, I'm doing it. So, will do. I'll let him know. He should be home in about 3 hours. So, everybody have a wonderful day. Thank you for turning in. I appreciate it. It's a beautiful day here in northern Michigan. I hope it's a beautiful day where you're at. Oh, hey, Mr. Thompson, I was just getting ready to sign off. It's going. Just showing a video of the backyard railroad. Of how much snow's still on the tracks and what's open and what's not. And then just been answering some questions and stuff, so. Yep. Yeah, I've been on for almost an hour. I'm 15 minutes late for an appointment, and yeah. But I can't leave. I love this so much. I'm just so excited to get this going again. Oh, thank you, sir. It's definitely a feat, I'll tell you that. I mean, I definitely literally have blood, sweat, and tears in all of this track. probably more sweat, but I have by the time I'm done, it'll be about 950 feet of track. So, oh, that's good. Glad to hear that. It's always a good day when there's no ATM machine. When you're not the ATM machine. So, but I gotta get off here, everybody. It was a joy. I appreciate it. Thank you all for stopping in. I'm gonna go live again tomorrow night with more O-gauge train action. So stay tuned. Everybody have a wonderful day. See ya.